What if the thing blocking your happiness is your own mind? Maya had everything. A career others envied, an apartment in the city, a calendar filled with plans, goals, and ambitions. She was driven, successful, admired, but behind her polished smile lived a truth she could never admit. She was exhausted, not from working, not from achieving, but from thinking. Her mind never stopped. It planned, it worried, it analyzed every word, every choice, every possible future. She believed this constant noise meant she was responsible, prepared, in control. But deep inside, despite having everything society promised would bring peace, Maya felt emptier than she had ever felt before. She was drowning, not in problems, but in her own thoughts about them. Maya's apartment was a monument to productivity. Planners lined her desk, sticky notes covered every surface, reminders of tasks, deadlines, and goals she could never outrun. Her phone buzzed constantly, each notification adding another stone to the weight she carried. Even at 3 a.m, her mind refused to rest. Thoughts circled like restless birds, never landing, never leaving. Her eyes, once bright, now carried a permanent exhaustion no amount of coffee could erase. But sometimes, in rare, quiet moments, a memory surfaced. A little girl lying in soft grass, watching clouds drift across an endless sky. No plans, no worries, just peace. That girl felt like a stranger now. Maya had gained the world but lost something far more precious, her connection to life itself. Maya tried everything to find peace. Meditation apps filled her phone, productivity systems promised clarity, self-help books stacked beside her bed, each one offering a new solution. But every solution became another task. Every technique became another thing to think about. She tried to fix her overthinking by thinking even more. The irony was cruel, and she couldn't escape it. Her relationships began to crumble. Friends spoke to her, but she barely heard them. She sat across from loved ones, physically present but mentally miles away, lost in endless mental chatter. They noticed, they stopped calling. One night, alone in her apartment, Maya broke. Tears streamed down her face as the weight of her own mind finally crushed her. She realized something terrifying. She didn't know who she was without the noise. The thoughts had become her identity. Most people never recognize this trap. They spend entire lives imprisoned by thoughts they believe are keeping them safe. Would Maya see what was really happening, or would she remain lost forever inside her own mind? The next morning, Maya did something she had never done before. She walked outside with no plan, no destination, no agenda. For the first time in years, she simply wandered. Her feet carried her to the edge of town, where an old community garden sat quietly beneath the morning sun. Something about this place called to her, a pull she couldn't explain. There, among rows of flowers and vegetables, she noticed an elderly man sitting beside an empty plot of soil. He wasn't planting. He wasn't working. He was simply sitting, smiling softly at the bare earth. His calm presence felt like cool water on a deep burn. Maya approached slowly, curiosity overcoming her hesitation. "Aren't you going to plant something?" she asked. The old man looked up with kind, knowing eyes. "First, the soil must rest," he said gently. "Only an empty bed can receive new seeds." Thomas stood slowly and gestured for Maya to follow. He led her to 2 garden plots, sitting side by side. The first was overgrown, tangled with weeds, choked by old roots, and cluttered with dead plants that had never been cleared. Nothing new could possibly grow there. "This," Thomas said quietly, "is a mind that never rests." Maya stared at the mess, her chest tightening with recognition. Then Thomas pointed to the second plot. It was cleared, dark, and still. Empty, yet somehow alive with silent potential. "Most people fear emptiness," he continued. "They fill every moment with noise because silence feels like failure. But the soil knows better." He knelt down and picked up a small seed, placing it gently in Maya's palm. "You cannot plant roses in a bed choked with weeds. You cannot receive miracles in a mind crowded with worries." He looked into her eyes. "Where will this seed grow better?" Something cracked open inside Maya. For the first time, She saw her thoughts clearly, not as tools, but as weeds blocking her own sunlight. Thomas smiled gently, sensing the shift within her. Emptying your mind is not about losing yourself, he sighed softly. It's about finding what was always there, buried beneath the noise. Maya listened, her heart open for the first time in years. Miracles are not magic, Thomas continued. They are simply the natural flow of life, a flow we block with constant interference. When we stop clutching, controlling, and calculating, we create space. Space for answers, for peace, for connection, for grace. He gestured toward the empty garden bed. The seed knows how to grow. The sun knows how to shine. Your only job is to clear the ground and trust. Tears slipped quietly down Maya's cheeks. Not tears of sadness, but of recognition. She finally understood. She had spent years fighting a battle she was never meant to win. A war against stillness itself. Maya began practicing stillness, not as another task, but as a gift to herself. She learned to notice thoughts without chasing them. She let worries pass, like clouds drifting across an open sky. Slowly, her grip on control loosened, and then, unexpectedly, the miracles began. Creative ideas arrived unbidden. Relationships deepened as she became truly present. Sleep returned, peaceful and restoring. Joy appeared in simple moments she had ignored for years. Her job remained the same, her apartment unchanged. But inside, Maya lived in an entirely different world. One quiet morning, she returned to the garden. Thomas was waiting, a small seed in his hand. Together, they knelt beside the empty bed and planted it gently into the dark, rested soil, a symbol of her new beginning. Your mind is a garden. What are you allowing to grow there? Today, release just one worry. Trust the stillness, even for a moment. If this story touched your heart, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Like this video, subscribe to our channel, and tell us in the comments, what miracle are you making space for? Your new beginning starts now.